My name is Kiapa. Welcome back to my tribe. All right, you guys. So I'm outside walking. So you will hear cars and all that good stuff. I'm sweating, so if that's gross to you, then it's probably not the video. Um, so first of all, I'm making this video to kind of follow up with y'all from last week. Um, when I was when I made the video on if I think traveling as a surgical tech is better than working full time. And so after I made that video, probably like that, I think I made that video on Thursday. So then I was really just taking the time on Thursday and Friday to see if I was going to, like, how I was feeling, really, like how you feel about working here, because I was at that place long enough to actually know whether or not I wanted to work there or not. And really, like, if I was looking at all of the situation, like the whole thing as the overall, it was just stuff that I didn't like about it. And so the biggest thing, y'all, and good morning, you guys. What's up? What's up? What's up, Surgical Tech Bay? Good morning. Good morning, Keita, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. So I'm just going to tell y'all a little story. I'm going to look at the phone, at the comments too. But I'm going to tell y'all what happened, why I decided that it wasn't going to work. So first of all, we're going to talk about the pay. Now, this might sound ungrateful to some people because depending on how much money you make, it might be a lot. What I'm about to say, it might be a lot more. So first of all, they gave me, it was a $10,000 sign-on bonus that didn't require no time, but it was kind of like, okay, we're going to give it to you 30 days after 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months. So, okay, I got my first one a couple weeks. I got my first payout for my $10,000 sign-on bonus a couple weeks ago. Not a couple weeks ago, last week. So when I calculated the bonus with how much I was getting on my paychecks, y'all, it was a lot less. Like, let's just say, we'll say around $50 an hour was how much I was getting with the bonus included, if that made sense. So once I got the bonus, then I can really look at the numbers. Okay, so $50 an hour, and then I'm working, we'll say about 35 hours a week, about 35 to 40 hours a week. It's not always 35 or 40, but if they understaff, then they send you home due to low census, right? Maybe I should, yeah, I guess I'll go this way. No, let me stay on the sidewalk. So anyways, with that being said, it was a lot less. So, okay, boom. Then you got to look at how I'm being taxed on this money. Okay, because y'all know I'm coming from traveling, so I got this traveler mindset. And when I'm looking at my money, I'm really looking at it. So I see the money and I see that I'm being taxed at like $48 an hour. Taxable, right? As a travel surgical tech or travel first assistant, my taxable income would be like $25 an hour. At best 30. At best 30, right? So that's all they can tax me on, and then you still get the housing stipend. So that's all being calculated into my decision. Now, the facility itself was a smaller facility. We didn't do complicated cases. However, they was taking 12 days of call. And the call goes, the first shift goes from, I want to say, the end of your shift to the next day. And then the second call team is from like to 7 or till the last case is done, if it's multiple rooms running at one time. I hope that makes sense. So they'll have another team come if the first on-call team is still in cases. So then they got the second on-call team to finish up the cases, right? Okay. I hope that makes sense to y'all. Now, these aren't always emergency cases. So what happens is the team feel burnt out because you letting the doctors put cases, add-on cases that could be done the next day or that could be done another day. Y'all adding these on and you adding them on at 6 or 7 o'clock at night. Like, I don't know, that seemed a little like you're gonna burn yourself out. So I didn't have to take no call yet because they give you a certain amount of time to decide. So I'm still thinking like, y'all, I ain't took that much call in a minute. So I'm like, dang, how I'm gonna be able to do that? All right, this all going into my decision-making process. So then you got to look at the fact that I got kicked out the room or removed from the room or not allowed to go back to the next case, however you want to say it. That happens, and I don't know why it happens. I could assume people just like what I said, some people could just be intimidated by, you know, the energy, the confidence, the lack of like the fact that I'm not really worried about if I have a job as a surgical tech or like keep this job. Like I'm not in fear of losing my job. Like that don't, I'm not that employee. I'm not gonna come in being disrespectful. Like I'm definitely not that, but I'm also not, like my mindset is, okay, well if this doesn't really fit into my lifestyle the way that it needs to, y'all, I'm sorry I'm sweating, but I'm in Florida and it's probably 80 degrees already. So it didn't fit into my lifestyle with that. But let's just say we have we communicate with each other and we talk about like how we can better this situation. But it was brought to my attention that this physician was just like, that's how she was. Okay, that's how she was. I know she had kicked out the other first assist the week before after she hit him in the head by accident with a light. She didn't apologize. He got upset. He, you know, now she so mad at him for leaving the room or whatever after the case was over that she don't want him in the room either. So I'm thinking, okay, this is just normal. But then the doc like that they hooked me up with, like not hooked me up with, but I started working with him more. That doctor was cool, like, or at least he put on that image that he was cool. Y'all, I'm sorry if the phone's shaking, like I'm walking for real. I'm getting my steps in. So I started building a reputation. I started working with this doctor, this ENT, and I'm learning some shit because I don't do ENT. And so I'm learning different anatomies. And I'm thinking he cool, but our conversations in that room be completely like, what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? Inappropriate, over the line. Like, but if y'all work in the OR, I'ma just be honest. A lot of the conversations be like that. You can get away with talking about a lot of stuff in the rooms that you really can't go to other departments and you can't really talk like that. Like you can really say what you want to, typically, and even though they got cameras, they don't have no voice, so don't nobody know what we talking about. And so that's what I'm thinking, like he's setting that tone, and then like when you spaz out and decide that after 2 months as working together, and you spaz out over like draping, oh. Yeah, my bad. I'm walking and the dude going slap off on the phone. But anyways, so I'm thinking he's setting the tone like, okay, this is a safe space. He knew I had done got kicked out the other room. So he's like, basically, I won't kick you out this room unless you do something, you know, that's going to endanger the patient. And I'm thinking, all right, cool. So when he spazzed out over draping, y'all, that sent me into this, like, it was almost like I ain't get mad at him. Like I was caught off guard, and a lot of people be like, "Oh, you should have cussed him back out." And I'm like, "No, cause I don't want to lower my vibration. Like, child, I work too hard in the morning to get this vibe up like this. You think I'm finna let him bring me down? Child, please." So it was my lunchtime. I go to lunch when this happened, and I'm about to leave. I'm about to pack my. If y'all don't know this about me, but I carry a bag to work. The bag got everything in it for me. So if like my locker don't have nothing, so every day when I leave, my locker, I take my bag with me, so my locker empty. So I was looking at my bag. I'm thinking, just grab the bag and just dip. Like you ain't got to be here. You don't have to tolerate this type of behavior. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Then my other brain was like, no, you might just need to go eat. Calm down a little bit. You know, call your mom, call your auntie, and call somebody that's going to, like, you know, help ground you, center you, make you feel better. So I call mama. My mama don't answer. Call my auntie. Now, I'm calling them, but I can't call them and talk to them about the situation because I don't want to get them upset. So I'm calling, just kind of need comforting, honestly. So my auntie talked to my auntie, I'm feeling good. Now, boom. go back in the room, or get ready to go back in the room. And the charge nurse basically like, I'm gonna have you go to another room. And I'm looking at her like, cause she don't know what, I ain't go out the room when I went to lunch. I ain't come out the room and say nothing. So she really don't know unless somebody else come tell her what just happened. So I know now they done came and said something to her. So she want me to go to another room. Y'all, I could have walked out the door right then. Like, cause I was like, so basically, y'all surgeons, or y'all allow, we won't even just say surgeons, but y'all allow y'all staff to be treated in a kind of way, and you, instead of like trying to get this person's opinion or try to figure out what happened, you just automatically like, okay, I'm finna put you in another room. So I find that to be like a punishment. Like, that's punishing me. And he just sat there and really just tried to belittle me, demean me. Y'all, it was so crazy because then, like I told you, we was draping. He got upset how the towels was down. One of the towels was wrong. I didn't completely finish draping, but he was upset because I didn't leave the mouth open for the Inspire so he could see the drape, see the tongue. So I picked the towel up, throw the towel down, put another towel down. So that was the first mistake I made. The second mistake I made was, I guess I moved too fast when I was pulling the aisle band, because you got to put, for this particular procedure, you put aisle band over the towels once you get the towels in place. And then you put the drape on top. So he's so mad at whatever I did during this process that he started cussing. So I'm like, okay, you cussing. All right, I'm not even finna engage with that negative energy. But when we get to the field and we actually establish the surgical field, and now we actually performing this, like we doing the case now, you want to start still like poking at me, right? So you want to ask me, because like we had a conversation earlier that day about my beliefs and my knowing with my spirit and my ancestors and stuff, and we had this conversation because, like I say, it was I was under the assumption, which don't do this, don't go in there and tell them nothing about nothing. But I got comfortable, y'all. I got comfortable. That's where I messed up. So I messed up when I let them know who I was, and I'm comfortable with who I am. So I'm open with like how I move with the spirit world and my ancestors and stuff. So he asked me earlier about how like my ancestors and stuff, how that operate or whatever. So I told him, you know, like, yeah, they with me, boom to boom like that. Cause now taking mine, we at a Catholic hospital. So you really can, like, they say prayer and everything there. So it's not like weird what we talking about. I just need to set that tone so y'all can understand that. But to make a long story short, how long we been on here? 13 minutes. To make a long story short, he decided that when we started doing the case that he was gonna be like, oh, what your ancestors gonna get me now? What, and all this, right? So y'all, I'm so taken back by like, not only do you know I'm upset because now you like, oh, she not gonna talk to me. Oh, she, like all of this, like you trying to belittle me. I just didn't like that vibe at all. So after all that happened, I had to go home. I called in on Thursday and Friday. I told y'all that. That's in Taos. That's in Taos. Holy Cross. That's in Taos. No, I'm not in Taos no more. But yeah, just to make a long story short, when stuff like that happen, y'all, like, cause I ain't used to that type of behavior. Like most physicians, because I've been doing this so long, they know that I'm competent and capable, and they can tell just by how I move in the OR, you know, how comfortable I am with certain things. Now, like I said, I was learning ENT, so I'm real, like, when I'm learning stuff, I'm a student. So, but what you're not gonna do in no capacity, and y'all, I'ma just tell y'all, if y'all new into the game or old, do not let people disrespect you, belittle you. Don't be so scared. Like, I ain't saying how to say it. Okay, you can curse when we talking, right? If you like telling me a story, I'm not gonna be sensitive to you using curse words because I curse, right? But the moment you think cursing at me or cursing me out and trying to tear me down is an appropriate behavior for you, then I have to start asking myself questions. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm sitting and saying that I have these certain boundaries then I can't let nobody cross these boundaries. They're there like for a reason, because I don't want to feel like, like I'm being belittled or anything like that. So, okay, that situation happened. I stayed the rest of the day because, take in mind, I wanted to leave. So I stayed the rest of the day because I'm trying not to be emotional, because, now I'm in my feelings because you done came at me wrong. Now you talk about my ancestors because you feel like you can, because I done gave you too much information, insight on who I am. And so now I got to check myself. When I check myself, it's like, well, this what you working on. So I knew was stuck on it. And so, okay, Jay, I let me get to it. And I still like, okay, yeah. So when I decided I was at home, I was like, I'm gonna call in tomorrow, because really fuck that job. And that's really how I was feeling. But I didn't want to just like react emotionally. So then the next day, I was like, how you feeling? Basically how you feel about this disrespect. Because you tell people like they got to have tough skin in the OR, and you do. But tough skin in the OR mean that you're not going to be sad or feelings hurt when somebody is direct with you. Like, people can be direct and not disrespectful. So I just say, for one, y'all giving out these bonuses, these hospitals giving out all these bonuses and stuff to keep their staff. But you got to first, once you get somebody, or to get the staff, I should say, but once you get somebody, you got to keep them. And if they done been in the game, or they my age, let me see how to say it, because I know people that will like tuck tail and they older. But I just feel like I'm too valuable to be in them type of environments anymore. Like, I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some people that might feel like, oh, I can't quit. They done became too dependent on this job, and then they got to take what's being given to them. But some of us don't operate like that. I've been doing too much self-work and self-awareness and like self-development to say I'm going to allow anybody in any capacity to talk to me like that. My mama don't even cuss, y'all. When she talk to me or she upset, she ain't cussing at me when I was younger. And she probably should have been the one that was cussing. I heard her cuss like 1 or 2 times when she was on the phone with my auntie, but that wasn't like her norm. So because I ain't grow up with that, and I ain't really, like most of the people around me, the idea is you have to treat each other with respect. Like, if you somebody and you walk around here and don't have no respect for yourself and let people run all over you, even though that's at work, if you're looking at life on a bigger picture, if you start accepting disrespect at work, you're going to start accepting disrespect at home. You're going to start accepting disrespect when you go to the grocery store. So we're not setting that kind of tone. Now, so I go, okay, Friday, boom, Saturday, Sunday, I still don't know if I'm not going to go. If I like want to quit. Monday morning come, and I thought about what I could be doing that day, like getting outside, going for a walk, like hanging out with my dog. This is what I got to get to. So my dog had puppies on Friday. We had 9 cute ass puppies, y'all. They cute, real cute. We got 9 puppies right now, 9. So I'm like, I'm finna post up with these puppies. I'm finna enjoy my day. I'm not finna be worried about this job. I got an email that was telling me how they appreciate, the manager was like, we appreciate you. That's why I asked y'all, like, would y'all rather be appreciated or respected? And if you was disrespected, would you quit? Because I had it in my head already, like, it's cool to be appreciated. Like, think about it. I think last week was Nurse Appreciation Week. Think about, like, what it means to be appreciated. Okay, thank you for accepting, like, these terms that you're working at, these conditions that you're working under. Thank you for accepting that. And here goes some cake, and some pizza, some shit like that, some cupcakes. Here go this, because we appreciate you. But if somebody respects you, you don't care about no cupcakes, because you already know you, like, to me, like, respect as a person, as a human, is way more valuable than appreciation. Because what you appreciate me, but you want to talk shit to me. Like, you appreciate me, but you want to, have me accepting certain things that I don't even accept in my regular life. The operating EM, I don't know what that means. So I was just coming to the conclusion, y'all, that I was like, I'm gonna go back. I'm going traveling. If I got to deal with this, I'm getting back to the bag. Cause shoot, I ain't finna sit here and tell y'all to go and let nobody talk to you any kind of way. Cause even if I'm at a travel assignment and I encounter this, at this point, I have to hold this standard for myself. Yeah, so this is what I'm gonna say. Some operating rooms can be toxic. And then it be like passive aggressive. It might not always be like something very blatant in your face. And this is what I'm telling y'all, because I didn't know that man was mad to the point where he was cussing. I literally had to ask him, are you upset? Now, y'all know how y'all see it be in the neighborhood and y'all see little dogs, and little dogs are always barking. Like they, yeah. I got big dogs, right? My big dogs don't bark. But I bet you that little dog will think twice about running up on that big dog. So it's like this man, some men, I'm not coming for y'all, I'm not saying it, but this man and some people in certain positions, like if they feel like they need to exert their power, sometimes they overexert it because they overcompensate. That's what I was trying to get at, basically. And so I think that had a part to play in it. But when I decided I wanted to go, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go. I can go make $100 an hour. I can go make $3,500 plus a week, bring home type shit. I can go do that if I got to be in these operating rooms. And at the end of the day, they already, some of the people in the operating rooms feel like it's a hierarchy situation. So when I come in there, if I'm making $100 an hour and I know ain't nobody else in here besides these anesthesiologists and this doctor, I know ain't nobody in here making as much money as me, like, it gives you a different type of confidence. Now, I'm not saying I wasn't making more money than other people at the hospital, but I'm just saying it wasn't what I wanted, and because it wasn't what I wanted or what I was used to, I was like, yeah, it's good money, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I done been traveling so long, I know I can do better. And I know that when I go to these other facilities as a traveler, a couple things happen. They be happy that you be there because they be understaffed. So they're more like respectful to your time, and that you done came cross country or you done came to their state to work. Then if you have a problem, you got a recruiter that you can go to that's gonna help you, you know, that's gonna advocate for you if something go wrong. You got a little bit of cushion there. Somebody like, hey, this what's going on. You know, what you think. Now, not all recruiters are created equally, because some of them don't care what happened to you, because at the end of the day, they just want a paycheck. But I done had some really good recruiters. Excuse me, y'all. I done had some really good recruiters. So my experience is, I think it's beneficial to be in with a travel agency because of that, you got another advocate on your team. But y'all, when it come down to, like, it don't matter who it is, don't let nobody disrespect you, because that's not okay. Thank you, whoever that is. I thank you. I appreciate y'all too. I didn't think nobody was gonna come. I was like, girl, just go live. I'm out here sweating. Y'all, it's so hot, but so I quit and I'll be going back traveling. But y'all, I can't go travel until these puppies is done. Like, I got 2 months at the house with puppies because I can't sell them until they 8 weeks. So we got another 7 weeks with these puppies. Now they cute and I'm gonna enjoy every moment of it. And it's another reason why I quit too, you guys. Like, I enjoy certain simple things in life like this. I like to be able to get outside and go for a while. I'm not gonna lie. I like to be home and like cooking breakfast and stuff for my son and all that. Like, I like all of this simple stuff. Gardening, I like that. So I'd rather do this until I go take a contract or do something than to be like tied up, you know, at a job that ain't nobody really respecting me. No, I needed this because I'm going through RN whilst their process. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all that being in the OR is a bad career. Like, that's definitely surgical tech, first assist, probably RN, any of those. Like, it's their process too. I'm not here to tell y'all that, oh, this a bad career, don't come into this career. No, sometimes you just got to find where you need to be at. Sometimes, like with traveling, It gives you the opportunity to travel around across the country, and then you can decide if you want to stay there or not. You know what I'm saying? If you like it, if it's a vibe, you can stay there as a permanent staff. You're gonna lose the money, but it might be okay. Like, some of us are okay with losing money if the quality is there. You know what I'm saying? So I'ma just say it shouldn't be a standard where we accepting people bullshit. Like, I'm not built like that, y'all. Like, I'm finna be 40 years old this year, and at this point in my career, for anybody to think that, you know, for one, you got to go to work. Let me tell y'all right now, I can go to lunch when I want to. I can use the bathroom when I want to. If I want to go sit down, I can go sit down when I want to. When I don't want to talk to nobody, I ain't got to. When I want to, I can't. When you used to live in that kind of lifestyle, when you decide that you want to go back to, we'll call it corporate America, it's just like your mindset be completely different. So traveling does allow you to work a little bit, because I could take one contract and be straight for the rest of the year. One 13-week contract right now, because how my life set up. Now, some people will be like, oh, I'll just take two. Yeah, take two. You still got 6 months out of the year that you can post up if you want to. The other 6 months you work. As a traveler, if you take that time off, you can actually give yourself time to heal through any, like, whatever, because we be needing, like, you ain't got to necessarily have went through no trauma, but sometimes you just need downtime. You just need to, like, chill for a minute and not have nobody telling you what to do, not have nobody, like, I don't know. It just, sometimes you just need to chill. So that's why I like with traveling, because you can go travel for 6 months and chill for 6 months. Or you can travel, like I said, if I take one contract this year, one contract, let's just say it's $80 an hour. I'm still straight for the rest of the year. I can still make $60,000, y'all. Like, is that 60? Do the math for me, y'all. Like, okay, if I do 10, let's just say 10, we'll make the math easy. You do 10,000, 10, that's 30. That's 30,000 for one contract. My last contract, it was like 12. So okay, we'll just say 40. If I do two contracts, then that's 60,000. Okay. So we'll do that. We'll say two contracts. But shit, 30,000, I could take 30,000 if you smart. Take 30,000, flip that, do something else, post up. Like, it's real. Take it, flip it, don't flip it, stack it until you can find something to spend it on that's gonna bring you more money. Cause I need cash flow. I'd rather have cash flow. So you stack the 30. Let's just say you only stack 20, you spend 10. You stack that, and then you go buy some, go get a duplex, go get something that's gonna help you, like, bring in some cash flow. I was trying to, like, be like at home and all of this and create this life where, like, I'm, you know, going to work every day, coming home. But that's just not what's presenting itself when we looking at the money and all the other stuff that come along with it, basically. So I decided that it was best for me during this time is just stay home. Just enjoy being home. I can't just hop on no contract. Because we got these puppies. My son want to go to high school, so I got to figure out how I'm gonna squeeze this contract into my life so he can go to high school, so everybody can be happy with whatever it is that they want to do, right? But at the end of the day, y'all, I just want y'all to know, like, don't feel like, I'm sorry, y'all, a job is so important that you got to tuck your tail and not stand up with your back straight and not let people know that, you know, you are who you are. And not that you can't be corrected, because we all make mistakes, but real leaders know how to correct people's mistakes. Good morning, Zaya. People, like, if you're a real leader, you know how to correct somebody without tearing them down and trying to, like, belittle them. I worked with this eye doctor one time, and I was low in lenses for cataracts. I finished my, and I was thinking about traveling, but I'm low-key nervous. Oh yeah, it's nothing wrong with being nervous. You're gonna be nervous in your first job anyway, so you might as well go somewhere and get paid if you're gonna be nervous. Like, Ain't nothing wrong being nervous, honestly. Like, that's normal. That's letting you know you're alive. But just don't stop that. Don't let that stop you from doing it. You still might need a little experience, but and don't let what I'm telling you, like, don't take it negative, y'all. Like, I'm sorry I'm sweating. Well, I'm not sorry I'm sweating, but I'm sweating. But don't take it negative. Like, I'm not mad at anything, because you gotta think everything is an opportunity. Everything is an opportunity for you to be a better version of yourself, to kind of reassess where you at in life and what you're willing to deal with. But I only started thinking like this, y'all, when I started reading certain books. I can't even lie. Certain books started planting seeds in my head that was letting me know that I was valuable. And y'all, honestly, like, at this point, it ain't even a belief. Like, I know I'm valuable. Sometimes we got to know that. Like, you can believe a lot of stuff. You can believe a whole lot. You can believe you're going to heaven. Do you know it? Do you know there's a heaven? Like, not trying to be funny, but like, it's a difference between a belief and a know. Like, I know I'm valuable. Now I can see how, if I can, like, actually work towards the things that inspire me, like, how that works out for my. Do you mind sharing the books? So yeah, we can talk. Like, so right now I'm reading or listening to, it's Napoleon Hill. Ooh, I can't remember the name of it. It's on Audible. Y'all, I'm gonna have to, let me see. I can't think of the Napoleon Hill one, but it's because I'm listening to it and it was free on Audible. But I listened to The Creative Art by Rick Rubin the other day. And I listened to that the whole day. Then I listened to 12 Notes by Quincy Jones. I listened to Atomic Habits. I listened to How to Think and Grow Rich. I listened to Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I listened to The Four Quadrants, I think it's what it's called, by Robert Kiyosaki. So what else, y'all? I'm trying to think right off the top of my head. I wish I could pull up my Audible so I could just show y'all, like, run it off. But what I'll do is I'll just do like a screen recording and pop it up for like a short. I can do a short of the books, and like, but be careful if you're going down a self-development path. If you're going down like a self-development journey, be careful, because then you start thinking more, and you think about what you think about, right? And so if you think about what you think about, I want to control what I'm thinking. I want to control the outcome. Y'all trying to figure out which way I want to go. I want to control, or have more, like, what's the word? Not yeah, control. Or I want to be able to create the life that I want to experience. That's the only way I can explain it to y'all. I want to be able to create my life. So if I'm looking at how to create the life, like, if I'm looking at, honestly, how to create this life where I'm not, like, working, and sorry y'all, hold on. It's a Mustang. If I'm looking at certain things in my life that I want to change, and I start focusing on changing that, let's just say I wasn't even looking for a different job. Let's just say I decided I want to change certain things, right? I started reading these books on mindset and realizing that if I could change how I think, sorry y'all, he really got to do all of that with that. So if I decided I want to change my outcome, if I want to change, the way where I live at, maybe, like, I like where I stay at, but let's just say I want to change that, or I want to change how I'm thinking about things, then I'm reading and listening to those books. I'm consuming content around that type of stuff so I could change my thought, because y'all know our brain is computers, so you get to program your computer however you want to, but a lot of times we get programmed because we don't know, like, we ain't know that we was being programmed. So you like a lot of stuff that you like, you don't even like it, but you've been exposed to it and got exposed to it at an early age, so now you think you like it. But when you realize, like, when you start going down certain paths in your life to better yourself, you'll kind of see, like, dang, I ain't even like that, but because your mama did it. Let's just say, we'll say butter pecan. I like butter pecan, but I only like butter pecan because my ice cream, because my mama like butter pecan ice cream. It's not my favorite ice cream, but I remember growing up thinking, like, oh, I want to eat butter pecan all the time. Well, really, butter pecan ain't my favorite, but I still like it, but it's not my favorite. But I used to think it was my favorite, right? So it's that kind of stuff. But if you just read some books, And not just books on profession, books that's gonna really help you. Like if you, I like what's the books, oh my god, I just had a brain fart, y'all. Like with Socrates, I like theology. Like I like to think a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So some of the stuff I might be listening to might be kind of out there a little bit, or reading, because that's what intrigues me. Like I'm intrigued by certain things, especially when it come down to like my spirit and like my human experience, my overall human experience here on earth. Like I get intrigued by that kind of stuff, like ancient Egypt kind of stuff, sacred sciences, like that kind of stuff. I get like really geeked out on that. I also like stuff on, excuse me, I need some water, some passive, not passive, I just read passive on there, but on like streams of income. Because if you got multiple streams, and y'all, I keep saying this all the time, but I don't, the confidence that come with having multiple streams of income, it results in the things like you quitting your job and not having another job lined up, because you know that you can still make it. It might not be how you want it, but you can still make it. So it do give you a different level of confidence. And I think if you spend a lot of time on multiple streams of income, like get a main one, like we'll say surgical tech, surgical assistant would be like the main one. I don't want it to be the main one. I want to switch it. Like, because I don't want to go to work for somebody else. I want to get up and do what I want to do. And because that'll be that's like more resonating with me more right now. But I can use surgical tech and first assistant as like a side hustle. So it's not to say like, oh, just quit like this or bad. No, but at this point in my life, if I decide that if I want to decide that I want to create my life, like if I want to live a different kind of lifestyle, a more softer lifestyle, a more luxurious lifestyle, then I got to come up with a different way to live. Because then I'm not living, if I'm living in a 2-story apartment or 2-bedroom apartment, I'm just using this as an example, and I want to live in a 2-story apartment. Okay, how do I get there? Well, first of all, to afford that apartment or to afford a house, a nicer house, how much is it gonna cost me to afford that house? Well, if it costs you another $5,000 a month, you got to come up with ways to make that $5,000 a month. And with Robert Kiyosaki, if you read Rich Dad Poor Dad, or I can't remember if it's Rich Dad Poor Dad or the Four Quadrants, he kind of talk about different ways that you can basically become like an employee and small business owner, and then there's employee, self-employed, big business, and investor. So he talks about all that stuff. So a lot of stuff that I done started picking up on, y'all, is definitely because of the books that I read. I can guarantee you that. It's because of the stuff that I read. It's because of the kind of content that I consume. I don't do drama. Like when people ask me about like love and hip hop and all of that stuff, like I don't watch that. I can't even tell you nothing about none of that, because that's not, like, that doesn't benefit me mentally or spiritually or physically if I spend the time to let that go into my brain. So really, quitting his job, it wasn't like because I hated them and it still come, it's stuff come with working in these hospitals. Like a lot of times, yeah, you're gonna see gossiping, like it was gossiping, but that's normal. I feel like that's normal work environment stuff. Like I feel like a lot of times when you go to work, and so you got to be careful too. What's up, Kyrie? How are you, legend? So when you go to work, you got to be careful with being too consumed or being in an environment where the vibration, I can't stay right here because that buzz, where the vibration is low, because your vibration will be lowered as well. So you got to be careful with that, y'all. Like don't stay in areas that you can't flourish or that you can't be inspired. Because if you go to work, or if you around, not even work, if you're in an environment, because let's just say it could be school, it could be your house, boo, and you're not being inspired and encouraged and uplifted, like that affects you really. Like it affects your right on just affect that job. It just don't affect that one area of your life. It affects your whole life. So you got to be careful what you accepting and communicating with, Earth. the creator. Because if you say somebody can talk to you any kind of way in one place and then you let somebody disrespect you in another place, so shoot, you just don't keep getting disrespected because that's what you're used to. So I say build up yourself, build up your self-confidence, build up your self-worth, acknowledge that you're worth, acknowledge your worth, I should say, acknowledge your value. I'm pretty well just waking up, taking all this in. Yeah, y'all, I'm here for it. Good morning, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. I'm outside on the walk. I done hit my steps. Y'all, I'm well over my steps. I'm over my morning steps. I'm at 7,600. I hit 10,000 before the whole day is over with, but I have like 600 that I try to get in before like I do anything, because then they make it easy for me to catch the other 4,000 on the back end. But when it come down to like just knowing who you are, you guys, like you have to know who you are. You have to know what your worth is, boo. And I ain't even talk about in a relationship. A lot of people be in relationships and they be like, I'm worth whatever. Because people think their value is attached to certain things. Like if they're married, like for women, a lot of women feel like, you know, they're not good enough if they can't have children. They're not real women if they can't have children. They're not real women if they're not married. But you might be valuable in other areas of your life. And so you never know what value you bring to the community until you know your value within yourself. Like I can't give you love, I can't show you love if I ain't loving on me. And boo, boo, boo. These days, I'm loving on me first. Loving on me look like this. Loving on me look like me being outside. Loving on me look like me, shoot, going home and I'm finna drink a whole bunch of water. And then if I wanna go do something with my son, I'm gonna go do something with my son. Loving on me might not look like something, like loving on yourself might look different for different people. But if your idea is to put you first, not so much selfishly, but just put yourself first, and it might be selfish. Sometimes you might be selfish and you have to be. But when you're working on yourself, it's dangerous. I'm telling you, it's dangerous, because then it's like, dog, I can't remember that movie where Ryan Reynolds put the glasses on and he take the glasses off and he see the world how they want you to see it, and then he put the glasses on, he can really see the world like how it really is. I can't remember the name of that movie, but that's what happens when you start doing self-work and self-development and going down these like spiritual journeys and stuff. It don't just affect that area. Like you could be like, let's just say you go down a spiritual journey because you get in a breakup, or you get fired from your job, or you get kicked out your parents' house or something like that. You thinking that because that happened to you, you thinking it happened to you and not for you. But if you can understand that it's happening for you, then you winning. But you would think, okay, they done kicked me out, I done got fired, all of this stuff. And you go work on something to be a better daughter, or to be a better employee, or to be a better whatever. Not realizing that whatever they doing to be a better person in that specific field, they're gonna do for it's gonna manifest in other areas. Hold on, y'all. She got a little garden going. Hold on, I'll try to show y'all. She got a little garden. Good morning. What you growing? I see. Hold on, let me put them on mute. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I had to talk to her for a minute because she doing her damn thing out here. Y'all, I love to see that. I love it. I love it, love it. And she got lots in her head, baby. You already know it's a vibe. So, anyways, see, I wouldn't experience that if I was at work right now. And I'm going to come back and talk to her. I told her, I was like, I'm on live right now, but I'm going to come back and talk to you. So, anyways, you have to really, like, y'all, you got to learn how to uplift yourself and understand that you are valuable, you are worthy, you are amazing. I don't know what you bring it to the like, let's just say this, like, you might need to go down a self-healing journey because you might have a product or you might have an idea or something for somebody else. Like, you got to heal, like, we have to heal ourselves in certain areas. Like, ain't nobody gonna come heal you until you do the work. Like, people be like, I'm praying, but you praying and you ain't putting in no work. You praying or you communicating with the creator, your creator, however you want to say it, talking to God, however you want to say it. You doing that, but you ain't, but then you go to work and everybody at work, you know, in a low vibrational, they talking about each other and all of that. So then you absorb that energy you around. Ooh, that's where I'm gonna get hit. You absorb the energy that you're around, and because you're not in the space where you realize you deserve better, you just become like them. You become like your coworkers. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna let nobody pull my energy down. Like, I done figured out, like, it's not worthy for me to let people treat me like that. No. Y'all know how y'all be looking at people's cars and you be thinking it's somebody that you know, but it ain't nobody. It's like you just stared this car down, but it ain't who you thought it was. It's not who you thought it was. He probably like, why she looking all in my car like that? But anyways, you guys, so now that I'm done talking because I really want to go get something to drink. But I want to know if y'all have any questions. It's 9 people in here. Good morning, Grand Rising. Happy day. All of that good stuff. Let me know if it's anything y'all want to know specifically. Yes, I'm going back traveling. No, I'm not going immediately because I got 9 puppies that just came on last Friday. So I can't go back yet. And so just to give y'all reference, I had been at that place for like 2.5 months. Oh, hey, big boy. I know. That's a big old dog. It's a big, hey, you pretty though. Yep. I know. He's a Rottweiler. Y'all see? So yeah. Anyways, if y'all got any questions, let me know. But we will be back. We getting back in these traveling streets. And just to give y'all a little bit of tip too. So did I give them a 2 weeks notice? I did not give them a 2 weeks notice. I do not give 2 weeks notices because they don't give 2 weeks notices when they fire people. You don't get a 2 weeks notice when you're about to get fired, do you? Let me see. It's that girl. It's time I just started walking 10 minutes ago. Cut it out. So, because I stopped. That's why. I literally let my coworkers steal my energy. I'm gonna leave right now because it became a... See? Yeah. Let me tell y'all something. If it offends you when I speak on spirit, or if I say the creator, the most high, stuff like that, this not gonna be your channel, because that's how I move. You know what I'm saying? Like, chew up the meat, spit out the bones if that ain't it. Because I watch channels too sometimes that speak about religion. They might be religious. You know what I'm saying? I'm not opposed to the messenger. Like, if you a Christian, I'm fucking with you. If you a Muslim, I'm fucking with you too. If you a Jew, I'm fucking with you too. But I'm not fucking with you or kicking it with you if you can't embrace my my spiritual, whatever you want to call it, like how I move. Because I know that all the religions got a little bit of everything in it. For me, like if I'm looking at, we're not gonna go down this path too deep, but if I'm looking at life as a whole, I know that it don't matter what religion you in and as long as you, even if you don't believe in God, like, I don't care what you believe in, like, that's your life, what you do. But if we vibrating together and we vibing, then we might be, able to come together, outside of our religions or our spiritual beliefs and knowings and all that stuff. But because we all here together, like, we all need to learn from each other, like, stop putting certain things that's gonna create division. So I know there's a lot of people that's in religion have more problems with the people that practice like a natural kind of lifestyle like this. Like, I don't be knowing what to say when I talk about God or spirit, because you offend people. But I'm like, the energy, the force, the source, that run through me and you and the plants and my dogs and chickens and You know, like it's the same energy run through all of that. Because if it come down to it, when I die next to a dog, we both break down. If I was to die next to a dog or a cow or a cat or a plant, we all break down into the soil and be returned back. So life can the cycle of life can continue. That's how I see it. I'm not saying that this is the only way to see it, but that's how I see it, and that's working for me. But on another note, I want y'all to start improving. I don't care where you get the books from. Go find, like, it's plenty of self development gurus and like people on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. But I'll put a little short up later of what books I've been listening to. And I do Audible because I be out here walking or I be in the garden and I can't necessarily or don't want to necessarily be sitting and reading. But let's just say I'm studying it. If I'm studying the content, then even with Audible, I'll just sit and listen and write. I'll sit and listen and just take notes. And that's working. Journaling, and not journaling like I remember growing up and you get a diary and in your diary you write all the stuff that you don't want to talk to your mama about. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where you set in your intention so you can see it, so you can bring it into your real life, so you can manifest it, so you can see it, right? So if I say today is a great day, and then you can write, why today a great day? Because this, and this, boom. The birds is chirping, I'm capable and qualified to get, capable and qualified. I'm capable of getting up and walking, like, you got sound body and breath in you and life. You might have a house that's got an air condition. If you ain't in your own house, you might just find stuff to be grateful for in your day. Like, really be grateful. Like, I'm really grateful that I'm out here being able to walk right now. Because I know it's recent days that just passed that I wasn't able to do that. You got to find stuff to be grateful for, y'all. Find it and squeeze, because then it's like, okay, you can hang on to that feeling. You can be grateful for that for 2 or 3 hours out of the day. Then you communicating with, source, God. I don't know whatever you decide to call it. I'm gonna call it spirit. So if I'm communicating with spirit, like, I'm grateful for the sun. Even though it's gonna be some heat, it's coming with some heat. But it be days where I be like, dang, I wish the sun was out. So when the sun be out, be thankful. Like, I'm thankful for rain. I love it when it rains, y'all. That's my favorite. I'm thankful for that because the rain, not only do it wash away certain things, but the rain also help my plants grow. The rain also just gives us this, like, ambiance, right? So just find stuff to be thankful for. Be thankful for your car, even if it's not the car that you want. Be thankful for it, because then you can bring in the stuff you want. Because it's like this, like, remember, like, when y'all was kids and your parents would give you, like, little responsibilities, and then as you got older, you got more responsibilities, but they only gave you more responsibilities when they realized that you could handle the little ones. That's how I see this. Like, yeah, if I can be grateful for, if you got like a 98 Toyota Corolla, like, be grateful for that, especially if it's getting you to point A to point B. Because if you got to walk, it's gonna take you longer and more energy to get there. So be grateful. You know what I'm saying? If you stand with your parents, be grateful. You know what I was trying to do, y'all? What my intention was when I was going to work every day? I was trying to find ways to be grateful to go to work, so I don't be looking at the job like, oh, I'm miserable. Because I wasn't miserable. Like, I quit my job and I wasn't miserable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like, because I'm not going to allow that to continue. Like, if I can't figure out a way to find joy and happiness in going to a job, then I can't go to that job. If I can't find inspiration, encouragement, and desire, we got to stop that. Because if I keep putting this energy out that I'm not happy, or I'm miserable, or I hate this job, or I can't stand this job, or they don't pay me enough, any of that, if you can't either change how you thinking about it, you got to change it altogether. If you can't switch and tell yourself, oh, I might not be happy that I had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, excuse me, 5 o'clock in the morning and drive 20 minutes away. But when I come to work, I'm around, hold on, y'all. That's Braylon. He's just waking up, probably. What time it is? 10 o'clock? Almost 10, yeah. So if I can't figure out a way to find a positivity and hold on to that long enough, like I gotta hold on to that feeling of appreciating whatever it is. If I can hold on to that, then I'm in a better position than I am if I'm there at work and I'm just miserable and I can't stand it and everything is going wrong and Sarah didn't come to work and Bethany is whatever. You just got to start understanding that you get to choose your outcome. You get to choose the life that you want to live. So if you know you can choose it, ooh, y'all, but just, girl. If you know you can choose your outcome in your life, then why choose the stuff that don't benefit you? Like, I don't choose that for myself. Like at this point in my life, I know I get to choose. I know that. And if I get to choose, then I'm not choosing to be in certain environments that it just ain't gonna work for me. If I can't change how I'm thinking about it, if I'm like, okay, you struggling with that, that might mean that that's not something that you need to change to think about. Sometimes the resistance is the answer. Sometimes the confusion is the answer. If you're confused about something, then you don't either have enough information on it or the information that was presented to you wasn't clear. So if you can't clear it up, then you just might need to okay, let me put that down for a minute. Let me put that over there. Until y'all ever worked on something like a math problem and that problem's so hard and you sitting up here like, man, I can't figure this math problem out. But then you're like, man, I'm finna just take a break. Take a break. You might go eat. You might get on the phone with one of your people, like your homegirl, your homeboy, your mom or somebody. You got a fresh perspective on things, and then you go back. As soon as you sit down, 5 minutes later, you already got the answer. You already got the answer. Because you gave yourself, sometimes we have to put stuff down. It ain't time for that right now. So I put that over there. Let me put that over there. If it can't come to me, then I got to put it down for a minute. I'll come back to it. That might mean that rejection sometimes, y'all. We be thinking it be rejection. It'll be rejection. That be your protection. Ain't that what they say? That be your protection. You don't even see it. So sometimes you got to understand that resistance, that pushback, that's the answer. Stop. 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 You need to stop saying. Every time you feel something push you, stop and assess the situation. Make sure you in the right frame of mind. Your thought process is right. And like I said, if you can't change how you think about it, you're going to have to move it. You got to move it out the way. Because it's gonna cost you too much. It's going to cost you too much to stay in that negative energy. It's gonna cost you too much. It's gonna cost you. You go to work and then you in that shit at work, and you go home and you spaz out on the people that love you. You spaz out on your dog. Fuck around and kick the dog. You cuss your neighbor out, and you ain't even really mad at the dog or the neighbor or your son. You ain't mad at none of them. You done got that spirit on you. You done got that energy on you from Tabitha. I'm just throwing names out, so I'm sorry if y'all names anything like that. But I'm just saying, you gonna mess around and let that energy from her, cause she the kind of work mad, cause she might be getting abused at home or something, or whatever. She done brought that energy to work, cause she ain't working on herself outside of being, miserable. So now you go home. Good morning. You go home. When you go home, you can't even you ain't nice. Don't nobody want to be bothered with you. Don't nobody want to talk to you for an hour or two. So now you done been to work all day. Let's just say you work 8 hours and you need another 2 hours to get that energy off of you, because you done been around negative Nancy and bitch and Betty. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. If I'm out here telling y'all that this is a good career, then I got to let y'all know really how to be successful in this career, right? And in order to be successful, you got to stand on you. You got to be 10 toes down. You got to stand on you. You got to have your back straight. You know what I'm saying? Your head held high. And you can't let these people come for you if you ain't protecting your energy. Hold on a second. must learn to travel with small groups, then higher goals of freedom. You can travel by yourself, shoot. But I agree a little bit. Like, you definitely gotta learn to travel. But I'ma just say, if you try, when you saying travel, you might mean like going out the country. Like, if that's the case, yeah. But when I'm talking about travel, I'm talking about travel assignments. So just so we clear on that, y'all, like travel assignments as a travel medical professional. But if you want to be like extraordinary, or if you don't want to be mediocre or anything like that, sorry if it's windy. If you want to be somebody like that your kids can look up to, or your little neighbor, like I got a little neighbor girl, she be talking to me sometimes. If you like, I appreciate like being a role model. Like, I think that's cool. Like, but you can't be no role model like to little kids or to the people, like the younger people that's gonna come after you. You can't be no role model if you ain't working on yourself, because if you're not working on yourself, then when one of these kids or somebody come up to you, you might spaz out because you ain't took the time to like be thankful for stuff. Like, not thankful, but if you can't appreciate certain things, then when like other things come, you can't appreciate them either. Like, if you can't appreciate yourself, then you can't appreciate other people. Like, if I can't appreciate the sun, and I can't appreciate the rain, you know what I'm saying? It's just like that. So I like being able to be present when I'm talking to other people, and I learn how to be present when I'm engaging with you, because I work on being present. Like, that's part of like Bob Proctor. I listen to Bob Proctor, Neville Goddard. Good morning. Neville Goddard too. I haven't got to mention them earlier. Like, them some people, what's her name? Oh God, what's her name? Damn, I can't think of her name right now. It's another lady that I be watching too. Damn, I can't think of her name right now. But she talked about herself as a third person. Damn, I can't think of her name right now. That's gonna drive me crazy because I know exactly what she looked like and everything. But Neville Goddard, Napoleon Hill, like them old heads, Dick Gregory, I listen to his stuff too. It's just a couple people that I've been listening to. Outwitting the Devil, that's a good one. That's a really good one, and I like that because I like the dialogue between the devil and the narrator, like the person. So it's like two people talking. So that's kind of, I do like that. I might go back and read that one or listen to it because I do like Outwitting the Devil. But yeah, so you really have to like that's the type of stuff I work on, y'all. Like, I can't tell you what to do, what's gonna work for you in your life, but I will tell you, if it's something that you like to do, get outside in the sun too, y'all. Like, we ain't talk about, let me see where the sun is. It might be too high behind me for y'all to see it, but anyway, sorry if that made y'all dizzy. But yeah, get outside and get in the sun, get some of this vitamin D. You know what I'm saying? Just breathe in some natural air out of nature, listen to the birds, you know, and laugh at the squirrels. Cause I look at the squirrels, I watch them. Like, just appreciate where you at. You can appreciate a squirrel. Like, I can appreciate, let me tell you, I sit and appreciate my lizards. I love lizards, y'all. Lizards is so cool because they will eat. They will keep the bugs away from your house. Like, I don't think I knew I was gonna be in love with lizards until I started gardening and realizing the lizards, the founder is good. Is that the name of the movie? It's a good movie. I'm gonna have to look at it. I can't think of the name of that movie with Ryan Reynolds in it, where he was an NPC or an NCP, whatever. The non-conscious player, something like that. That's what he was. And then, like, he went to the bank. He worked at the bank. Y'all, this how crazy it is. So in the movie, Ryan Reynolds worked at a bank with a black dude. They both were security guards, right? So Ryan Reynolds, some kind of way, get the glasses. And him and his friend had been living this security guard lifestyle, whatever, where they NCPs. So, am I saying, or NPC, however, non-conscious player, however you said it. So they live in that life. So every day they do the same routine automatically. So every day they getting robbed. So one day Ryan Reynolds got the glasses on after he done like kind of broke out the matrix, so to speak. He got the glasses on. He go back to the bank where his friend at. He trying to basically shove the glasses on his friend's face. The friend didn't want to have nothing to do with them glasses, because the friend hadn't already seen how them glasses changed Ryan Reynolds. So the friend didn't want to have nothing to do with the glasses. So Ryan was like, please, please take the glasses so you can see, so you can see. And the friend like tucked his head, covered his head up, boom. So Ryan Reynolds, basically he had to leave him. So he left his friend, and then later on in the movie, the friend finally get the glasses. But the glasses, like when you put the glasses on, it was like you in a game simulation, and it showed you where all of your hidden secrets were, like your hidden superpowers. Because when different people put the glasses on, it showed them different things. So that means everybody don't have the same superpower, right? Y'all got to watch that movie. I got to figure out what the name of that movie is so I can tell y'all, because that movie good. And I want to watch. I think I had to buy it off of Netflix. Not Netflix, Amazon. Because I don't think it was nowhere free. But anyways, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and go, because yes, I'm sweating. I've been sweating the whole time. But I'm hot now and I'm thirsty. So I still got a little ways to go to get to my house. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and just get my mind right. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I thank y'all for taking the time. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes if anybody on here want to say something. If they if you got a channel, a YouTube channel, you can free, guys. That's it. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Zaya. Thank you, Zaya. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me post up right here for a minute, because this tree give me some shade. So check me out. If y'all in here now and y'all appreciate the content, please hit a like for me so we can communicate with the algorithm and let the algorithm know that this was okay content. If you want to ask a question, you can ask a question now. If you want to drop your YouTube channel, you can drop your YouTube channel. I don't really care about any of that. I did see Surgical Tech Bay in here earlier, so y'all go check them out. I think that's a woman. I'm pretty sure she's a woman. I'm pretty sure I've seen her channel before. If anybody got any proud of you walking. Oh yeah, I don't mind this. I'm pretty sure, let me see. Oh, it started me over. So I'm gonna have to look at it on my phone to see what it is. But y'all give me a thumbs up if you want more content, y'all. The goal is to I want to show y'all too, like maybe how I might be making some income, because I know a lot of y'all, like, I don't want it to seem like I got all this money, like, and I ain't gotta work. I do small stuff too in between, like contracts, and I have other little things that I do for cash. So we're gonna talk about like what I do in a day in the life as a surgical tech without a job, or a surgical assistant without a job. Unlocked service. Oh, there we go. When I was really thinking I don't know, I guess it's time for me to get off, because I done lost connection twice. But I was thinking, I'm gonna just say this and get off. I was thinking, if I was you, would this benefit me? Because when I'm thinking about it, y'all are me. Like, we're the same. We might not be in the same place as far as where the career go, but we still the same. So I got some more stuff for y'all that's gonna benefit you, because it benefit me. But I'll see y'all on another video. Thank y'all for sharing. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. If you're not subscribed, if you don't want to subscribe, that's cool. Just give me a like. All right, I'll see y'all next video. Bye.